welcome to another episode of the Blackout Tips podcast. I'm your host, Rod, joined as always by my co-host. And we're live on a Saturday morning, ready to do some feedback. The official weapon of the show is
the taser.
Folding chair.
Folded chair. I'm so sorry. Folded chair.
Reset the timers to 0.
It's folded chair.
And the unofficial sport,
Bullet ball.
And Bullet Ball Extreme. Find us everywhere you get podcasts. This episode's a feedback episode, so it's all about what you had to say about what we had to say throughout the week. You left comments, you voted in the polls, you did a bunch of stuff. You emailed us, all kinds of stuff. And some of you just gave us money. Mm-hmm. Some of you went to our website, looked on the right-hand side, and it was like, hey, you can give these people money, one time, recurring. And all you really get for that is a shout out and just some, our appreciation for it.
Because we do appreciate it.
And so we had a choir play a little ditty, and then we're going to give you guys a shout out.
May I have your attention? You are now listening to Charlotte's Own Rod and Karen. We welcome the good folks who tied to the Black Guy Who Tips.
That's right. New to blooms, new haikus. Joe H with the recurring donation. Jason F. Dorothea S. Tyrone M. Call him. Mm-hmm. Michael Irvin, the playmaker. Waste Bees Basura. Allison H. Michael F. Mary H. Stefan H. H is in the building this week.
They represent hard, ain't they?
Corey B. Jonathan H. Jeff M. Or Geoff. It might be Geoff M. I'm so confused at this point. I feel like we had a whole thing back and forth. Mako W. Nicole F. Early Daisy Photography. J. Full. Marvin B. Yes, Marvin B. Asia D. And Chriselle B. That's everybody who just went in their pocketbooks and wallets, looked down and handed us a couple dollars. Thank you so much. We appreciate y'all.
Yes, we do.
And now for everybody's favorite new segment. Would that be 5-star reviews or would that be more commercials? There will be 5-star reviews. Woohoo! There will be 4 5-star reviews. You guys came through this week.
Woohoo! Last week, y'all was like, you know what? No more of this foolishness.
Okay, people took it personal.
Yeah, they did.
Ali Morajo, I hope I said that right, said, carrying the commercials on my back. I'm updating my review to make sure y'all get your 5 stars. I can't believe my fellow listeners made me reach down in my purse and pay their way and their homeboys' way and sometimes their cousin's way. And if y'all don't get in here and leave these 5-star reviews for the best podcasting duo since podcasting been podcasting, I know something. Rod and Karen be out here multiple times a week slanging them hot fire episodes. So y'all better get in here and show them some love. If you're a new listener, get in here and leave a 5-star review. If you're an old listener or better yet, a premium member, you know better. Thanks, Rod and Karen. You making our days a little more bearable. And to everyone not hearing a commercial for the Mississippi Aquarium or ad for a local Republican candidate right now, you're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you. Because we can't control that, y'all.
Yeah. I don't know how to control it. It's above me.
No, because sometimes they be like changing their names and shit and they don't know. They like, hey.
Well, it's literally above me. Like, it's through iHeartRadio and Inflection Network. So I don't know how. I truly don't know how it works over here. But whatever. I say if you don't want commercials, write them fucking reviews.
Ain't that true?
And y'all did that. Great show from definitely a toddler. Okay, very smart toddler. Got a
very
account.
Intelligent toddler.
Apple know how to sign or type. Thanks for giving the world your gift of conversation and perspective. Thank you.
Thank you.
An entertaining, informative experience, says MK Doom. Oh man, recipes to MF Doom. I think it was 4 years, the anniversary of his death yesterday. As a person comfortably ensconced in a semi-solitary nerd bubble, this show has helped me widen my horizons and expand my cultural vernacular. I would recommend to anyone interested in race, pop culture, or laughter. Thank you for the many hours of silent grins, random chuckles, and outbursts of Dracarys that get me stared at while doing my rounds at work. I regret nothing.
Ask me with the Dracarys.
Always 5 stars from JBoy826, who says, I had to make sure I came and left a 5-star review because I'm not a hater. Thank you. Shout out to Bomani. Okay, if you leave 4, you're a hater. Shout out to Rod and Karen. Can't wait for the next live show. Yes, thank you. And we appreciate y'all. And that was beautiful. It was much better than commercials.
Yeah, it was.
I don't care if it costs money out of my pocket. Okay, right? I'm okay with this. This is the kind of money I'm willing to lose.
Me too.
All right, let's get right into these episodes then, since y'all so graciously left us these reviews. We can go ahead and get into it. The first episode of the week was episode 3175, convincing your mate to go premium. We got 3 comments on this feedback episode. Apia left the first 2. The uneducated comment, exactly right. When you look at people like in the Donald Trump administration, many also come from elite universities, especially those who are at the top. Universities are often spaces where progressive ideas rise, but not everyone there participates. Many students just go to class and work on their education. The conservative Supreme Court judges, for example, are obviously educated in this way, and I don't see a movement on the right to let high school dropouts in on it. Yeah, exactly. Like that's why. It's just rhetoric when they say stuff about not liking education, not liking colleges.
Right.
They don't really put a lot of people in charge that are just like, this guy's a high school dropout and he's running blank. I'm not saying they wouldn't.
Right.
I'm not even saying they, but they don't go that far, which is very funny.
Ain't it though? They was like, shit, you gotta have some level of education.
Yeah, it's so
you
funny.
You might be a dummy, but at least you got a degree.
They covet the eliteness of the universities, even when it really does work for them in the way that they claim it works for affirmative action people.
Right.
They go there as legacy people. They go there and get barely scraped by. They're not excellent in any way, but they like having the prestige of I went to blank college on their resume.
That's why we had that college scandal a few years back, and like some high profile celebrities and stuff end up getting in trouble because they was like, and one of them, her daughter was like, bitch, I don't care. Her mama actually just went down with the ship because she was like, I'm gonna get you this degree and some shit that the baby didn't even care about.
Not even RFK Jr. is uneducated, just not educated in the medical field. So I think they reject the progressive ideas, but respect an education at a college, even if they don't talk so loudly about it, to be able to appeal to uneducated people more. Thank you for the tip with looking real estate up in real life. You are right. We should be closer to each other, not always online. Put down the devices. I will start walking through my city and ring the bell of weird houses and demand to get in. I will walk through all the rooms and touch everything. When the house is weird enough, I will give them a thumbs up and some comments. I'm sure I will find many new friends. Absolutely nothing will go wrong. Exactly. Could also end in a standoff. I try to use white woman tears to get in. The owner uses them to get me out. I like
that's hilarious.
Like 2 witches putting spells on each other. My tears are in some ways superior being a lawyer and knowing what to say, but also inferior because of the immigrant stuff. In any case, I'll report back if I can. We'll see if she leaves more comments throughout the week. Hopefully it worked out. Sean says, when you were giving Appia the advice to walk into people's homes rather than being on real estate apps, I was literally walking outside the property that I've been looking at purchasing. I had walked there to check the levels of noise during the daytime. It's a beautiful spot. It has a small garden where I plan to put a bench for sitting outside and listening to the birds. Then I put my earphones in and walked from where I hope to be living in the very near future to a grocery store up the street. In my area, we don't have a farmer's market. However, before the pandemic, we'd have farmers setting up shop here and there at regular intervals.
Right.
And we even had a Mujin farmer's market where the farmers would bring produce in the morning and people would put money in a can for the produce they picked up. Unfortunately, most of the places are gone thanks to COVID. However, there are now farmers areas in certain grocery stores and convenience stores where they sell straight from the farmers. Different places have different ways to deal with things. Also, sorry for the overly complex comments at times. I didn't expect you to be on hour 6 or 7 when you're reading through them. Hey, man, it's not your fault.
No, it wasn't your fault.
I was having an off day, and as I was stumbling through, I was like, shit, I'm more tired than I thought.
Right.
I don't know if I could keep up. I was behind. All right, and then let's see. On YouTube, this episode had 4 comments. Let's check those out. Great show. You are right about getting outside because I enjoy it, says Biz Drone. Yeah, man, get outside a little bit. See sit in the sun. Joseph says, the irony of you explaining the name of the podcast at a time when Graham Plattner just got caught asking why black people don't tip is almost too much for me. Also, that Digital Madness episode is deep. Woo! Shout out to y'all. Thank you, Joseph.
Mm-hmm.
You know, man, I appreciate that. That was one of those ones that I wasn't really sure as I was talking about it how many people
was not
necessarily.
planned.
Yeah, it wasn't planned, obviously, but also I've never really. I like reading. I read for my own edification for the most part,
Mm-hmm.
but I do save a lot of notes, and I am prepared to talk about those topics in a lot of ways. But I never really know. I'm not consistent and fast enough a reader to do like a book club
Right.
because I really hate scheduling my entertainment edification in that way. So I know I probably could do some sort of book club ish thing, but man, I really like having a deadline when I was just reading for leisure and relaxation
Right.
becomes work. Anyway, so I do want to talk about the books, but I never really think about what is the appropriate space. But yeah, sometimes I should slide those back into the show at times. It'll probably not be as consistent as when we used to do Reading Rainbow and start the show with sometimes 10-20 minutes of conversation. But that was also a time, letting y'all behind the creative envelope of the show. That was a time when I was really trying to find ways to get Karen more involved in the show up front. And so it's like, well, maybe if we talk about these more deeper topics that are in these books and maybe she'll want to talk about those things with me. But I think we found something with the banter segment, so let's just leave it alone. Channel 501 Music says love y'all. Thank you. Let's see, did we have any comments from Spotify? I've been checking those lately to see what the people say over there, if anything. Let's see, you gotta click a lot to get to the comments. Okay, nope, none on this one. Okay, cool. And the poll for this episode was slavery good or bad?
Depends on who you ask.
97% of our audience, that's right, not 100, 97% of our audience says it was bad. And
who are you, either happy slaves or you own slaves? Who are you people?
Yeah, one person said it was good, no explanation, no comment. So more than likely just some trolling going on there.
Yes.
Since you guys gave us the 5-star reviews, let's just go to the next episode. The next episode is 3176, which is actually a Balls D Sports episode that I just put on the regular feed for y'all to get a peek behind the paywall if people cared about that thing. We got one comment from this one from Sean, but he said he meant it for the Balls D Sports feedback show, like not the main feed. So I'm gonna, since you're doing that, I'm gonna take the time right now to go ahead and move this comment over.
Okay.
So that I won't forget to do this shit the next time.
Yes.
But we weren't able to do a Balls D Sports this week, just due to scheduling stuff. But we will be doing one hopefully next Wednesday. Yeah, we have nothing scheduled for Wednesday, so hopefully this Wednesday we'll be able to get to your question, Sean. And let me see if there's anything on Spotify for this one, and I didn't put this one on YouTube because I didn't want to put the video out, it's so long, and I would have to edit it because it's actually the pregame and Balls D Sports, and this was a long one. It was like 5, almost 6 hours for us to record all of this.
We did a marathon, and one thing I can say, I love our live audience. Shout out to y'all that last Saturday was up with us with your coffee at 8, went to go get lunch, and came back and did the regular show with us too. People went on runs, came back. So shout out to those of y'all that went through the marathon with us last Saturday.
Soul Power said thanks y'all, and Made by the Music said serious question. Why eat in the mic? I thought my boyfriend was eating chips behind me. I don't remember eating in the mic, but honestly, at the same time, pregame and Balls Deep started as a very like relaxed kind of off mic conversation. Like pregame really is not even supposed to be a podcast. It's like me and Justin would chop it up, and then we would actually start recording Balls D Sports. Sometimes, 20, 30 minutes to an hour after just catching up from the week. And then we'd be like, oh, the sports show, let's record our sports show. And so when you hear pregame, you hear music in the background. I actually did a poll of the people on our Patreon, because you can do polls that'll be like, hey, do y'all prefer this background music or no background music, because I could understand an argument against that. I can understand, hey, I don't like y'all eating and drinking in the mic. I don't like,
because like Roger said, it's much more relaxed.
Yeah, it's just we're literally just pre-gaming before we do the balls deep. And the poll results came back highly in favor of the music. It was crazy. So I really think, I mean, look, rock and roll, sometimes the shit don't make sense. I know all the advice podcasters have,
right?
You're not supposed to do what we doing, but sometimes we break the rules over here. And I think those of y'all that really like us and fuck with us will go with us on those, and those that don't won't. And I saw that this comment had laughing emojis and stuff. So I doubt this person's like 100% like, what the fuck? But
right.
But yeah, you would typically not hear that on the regular show. And then to hear that on the pregame, it's like, whoa, on the Balls Deep Sports in the pregame, it's like, whoa, what's going on? And I think, and this being Balls Deep, I know exactly what happened. So we do the pregame, and then Balls Deep Sports, that's all live that you hear that intro. I play that while we go use the bathroom. We have about 3 minutes to use the bathroom, grab something to eat, grab some, refill our drinks.
Yes.
And so I'm rushing, and sometimes I get back and I still got, like a grape
or apple,
or something,
right.
And I'm like, fuck, I'm gonna have to finish this grape during the feedback segment because right. 3 minutes is not enough time, but I don't want to make the live audience wait 10, 15, 20 minutes for us to like take a full break.
Right.
So that's what you were hearing. That's probably too much information, but whatever. Let's see. And the poll for this one was, do you use gambling apps? 84% no, but 16% yes.
I do not use any of those apps. I don't know why. I've never been interested in it either.
I don't care. Like I've used them. I can't. I'm not a gambler though. I can't care enough. I don't know what, maybe because I didn't grow up gambling. Maybe, I don't know, but I don't have whatever the bug is that makes people do reckless shit. Like, oh, I got a feeling the Hornets play tonight, $40 on Melo to get, like, I don't even have that. I like, it's almost like playing how people play the lottery. Like, you don't expect to win, so it's not a big deal.
Right.
That's how I gamble. I be like, I will put $1 on what if LaMelo gets 30 points, Miles Bridges hits 4 threes, Brandon Miller gets 2 dunks. I don't like, and it's like none of that shit might happen. 2 of those things might happen. Like, and then like once every 100 bets, I might have one that goes, oh, I put $1 in and I made 16. Now to gamble that 16 away, because none of this money was real to me.
Right. I feel you on that one, right? Because it ain't going into my bank account.
But I do think if you have a problem, I don't know. I feel like those apps can be so dangerous because you're not even using physical money or talking to people.
Nope.
And so if someone had a problem with it, because I mean, I'm sure the people that gamble are like, this nigga Rod is not even doing shit. But those that gamble, it's like, nah, I put $50 on this parlay or some shit. I can't imagine. I know that's why they be yelling at them players and stressed out.
Yeah, they do.
Like, you need that to hit in a way that I don't. And if anything, I would like to see my team win. And that's enough stress when you're a Hornets fan.
Right. And also it's a thing where when it comes to sports, I like to watch sports for pure enjoyment. Like, I might look up and like, damn, he got 18 rebounds, 5 assists and 4 blocks. But it's not something like I'm going in like he better do a triple double or else I ain't gonna make my money.
Yeah, I can't handle. I don't think I could handle if sports was actually stressful and it related to how much money I was going to have or not have that week. I think it's just, I'm not built for that. But I like listening to people talk about it. Like, I listen to Nick Wright's podcast, and I'll listen to him.
It's very educational.
Try to walk himself through the narratives of like, because that's really, I think when you look at shit the way I do, and I say this really with no real judgment, but you're honestly watching people construct narratives on how they will be right about things that are completely unpredictable.
Yeah, you don't never know.
And I'm sure they recognize that as well, but it's just interesting I like listening to sports, period. And it's not even just about gambling. I listen to Bomani all the time religiously, and you listen to him talk about football, and I've realized over the years, Bomani talking about football is mostly just talking about quarterbacks and how he feels about a quarterback. And that's just that. So like I'm looking at things from a meta level of consumption. And I'm still enjoying it. It's not about like, gotcha, Bomani, you was wrong. Because if I had to talk about sports in that way, I would be wrong all the time too. Because this shit is unpredictable, which is why they play the games and why we watch, right?
Mm-hmm.
But imagine throwing your money in that.
And
you need that
unpredictable whirlwind, right, child?
Child,
I would be a terrible gambler.
I remember we went to one game and Giannis Antetokounmpo came out, shot around, and then just went back in the tunnel and never played. And them gambling people was only pissed. That's all they was talking about.
I think some of them even left. They were pissed.
I was like sad. I was also mad, but just that I wasn't gonna get to see Giannis play.
That was me. I was mad.
Yeah, because I was like, damn, he was shooting around. What happened?
Yeah, because me and Roger looked like the game started. He ain't coming back.
Right, and then they was just like, man, my parlay. I was like, oh my god, this gambling shit is out of control.
Yeah, like you heard like a whole section down below us just pissed.
All right, let's get into a break, and then we'll come right back.
Stopping you working?
Yes, well.
Coming along.
Harder to write than all the others, much. I noticed.
Just that you seem puzzled every now and again.
That's it, yes. Puzzled. Puzzled. It's a funny word.
All right, that was Puzzled by DJ Jaffa. Let's get into the next episode. 3177. We need all 5 stars.
Mm-hmm.
We got 2 comments. Appia says, I think running candidates who are under suspicion to be secretly right-wing might be a great way to success, but I also see the downsides. Because you would have to start with a person who definitely is not right-wing with no chance, 0%. And unfortunately, there's no blood test for it, and you never know with the whites. Come on.
You never know.
And I'm telling you, like, let's think about worst case scenario for a second with that guy Plattner. Let's say Bernie Sanders and these guys, they convince us we should vote for him anyway. He should be the Democratic candidate or whatever, progressive candidate. He wins. Within a however many weeks, months, whatever, he just starts voting Republican shit, and he is racist. And do you understand the immense setback that would be to everybody? Not just Bernie and them, but people wouldn't, because they wouldn't just stop with Bernie and be like, this is Bernie Sanders' fault and progressives' fault, and all these people that tell us to not worry about this kind of stuff because the real problem is the economy. It's all their fault. But they would also extend to Democrats. You're weak. You let this happen. How you gonna have a racist person in there? Why didn't y'all have a better candidate that could stop them? I just don't see what you get out of the best case scenario is he turns out to not be racist. That's it. Best case scenario is, he actually wasn't lying. He used to be kind of weird, racist, and anti-woman, and had a Hitler, a Nazi tattoo, right? And he turned out to be all right.
But you never know, and when you are always on the receiving end, you're like, bitch, I don't want to take a chance. No.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, the best case scenario is he's a okay guy,
right?
That's still not inspiring in the way, like. So this is a thing that doesn't get put at the footsteps of the progressive movement enough. And if you're going to put it at the feet of Democrats, I think you have to do just the same with progressives.
Yes.
Which is you need to inspire. Because your whole thing is that the Democrats and the mainstream, they're not inspiring enough. They're not inspiring people to change and to vote. I don't see, and maybe I've just missed it, but what's inspirational about this guy?
Right.
What's aspirational about this guy? It would almost be better if his story was, I was a fucking racist Nazi back in the day, and I see the error of that. That was wrong. Progressive politics inspired me to be a champion for people, That's a better story than I was drunk. Who knows? I used to be on message boards, but I didn't really mean it. Yeah, I said something about women being raped in the military, but that was jokes. Like, these are just half-ass. Like, why are we voting for this fucking guy?
Right.
That's all I'm saying. So, Yeah, I wouldn't take the chance on him if I lived up there. Now the thing is, that state's 96% white.
Right.
None of those things I said, except for maybe the sexual assault and the military stuff, is probably a deal breaker for them. But they don't care what his thoughts on black people and tipping or whatever. So who knows what'll happen in that election? But man, I don't think this is a feel good win if he wins. I don't think AOC and Bernie holding hands and lifting his arms up in victory is going to be an optic that's going to inspire a lot of people. But we'll see what happens up there. It's not, once again, because this is important. Okay, I need y'all to understand this. I don't live there. Ultimately, my life will not be affected too much one way or the other if this guy wins. Kind of like Cuomo and Mamdani, the internet, it wants me to care about this a lot. My social media wants me to care. But if I'm being honest, it's mostly a like, okay, like I hope it works out for the good people and the good side. But at the same time, I don't think it'll be the end of the world one way or the other. But man, it's just kind of wild to see what gets a pass in this universe of politics and can still be considered progressive and uplifting.
Right. And it's also one of those things when it comes to progressive and uplifting, like you say, when it comes to certain shit, y'all yada passing and look at us going, ain't you supposed to be inspired? We're like, bitch, that other shit matters more than what you fuck you talking about.
Otherwise, I would suggest for this person to even get a Nazi face tattoo and say they didn't know what it was when they got it, and now the skin is too sensitive for a cover up or something stupid like that. When they are asked if they are a secret Nazi, they wink and say no and wink again. When in office, they do the most progressive politics because the right wing people thought it was a secret Nazi. They got all the votes and had a huge majority. As I said, the only problem is how can we guarantee that they are not having one more depth in our secret Nazi after all. This approach works for our right-wing party somehow. AFD, the lady on top, is a lesbian who was married to a woman who was originally from Sri Lanka, and they have kids. Yes, you heard that correctly. Yeah, all I know is this, man. I understand the theory of people floating the idea. Karen Hunter floats it all the time. Like, why can't we run secret Democratic, secret progressive, secret liberal people that run as Republicans, especially in some of these weaker Republican districts and stuff? I mean, I'd be cool with it, but you got to get everybody in on the plan. Mm-hmm. Everybody got to agree, and that will always be the hurdle for liberal and Democratic leaning voters. We are very much like herding cats. We want perfect candidates in a lot of ways. We want candidates that inspire and bring us together. We don't want duplicitous people. We don't want people that are using surreptitious means to make moves. We like public displays, and we like transparency and honesty. Things that are not, to me, are not that important when the goals that I would like to see accomplished are being accomplished.
Right.
But that is the box that we have put our progressive candidates and politics in. So I don't think it's possible to have a truly reformative candidate who's like, who everyone on the left is like, yo, this person's kind of a wild card, but you know what? I still think when they get into office, they're going to be liberal. We don't treat people like that. We actually do the opposite. We'll have liberal candidates who govern liberally, but don't say the right thing every once in a while. And we'll be like, that motherfucker is secretly a conservative and should leave no matter how they govern. You know, I still think about how people talk about Biden. Mm-hmm. People talk about Biden like his administration was a centrist administration, and it just wasn't. It is not factually backed up
by anything.
It was one of the most progressive administrations we've ever had.
Yes, it was.
But that's not how people feel. And in America, people's feelings are facts. And unfortunately, that's where it leaves us with this kind of bullshit where he didn't always say the right thing. I still remember explaining on this show, I thought it was brilliant politics, the way he used to be like, yeah, I'll meet with the Republicans. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'll meet when I'll talk to him about the bill today. I'll talk to him about the government shutdown. I'll talk to him. And they would go to the meeting and they would leave the meeting, and Joe Biden would not have moved an inch on any issue.
Right. That's what you're supposed to do.
And yet I saw so many people who were just mad he met with them. And I was like, are you, so then you're not paying attention, or you just don't care, or just only the optics matter? So anyway, that's the box we put our Democratic progressive candidates in, and politicians in. I don't think it's possible for us to do what you just said, Appia. I think truly, if, like, let's say this guy really had an impeccable political platform, this Platinum guy, which I'm not familiar with, for the record, but let's say he had one, but he had that tattoo, he's not a good candidate. No one's like, maybe this state 96% white might look past it, but let's say he was running for president, he would lose. Not enough of us are looking past that shit.
We just can't. It's just based on the history and the things going on in this country, and it's just one of them things where a lot of times we like, I don't give you the benefit of the doubt. I'm sorry, I just can't, based off of what the history of this country has showed me.
Yeah, and this is a major one. Like, I've seen this same thing happen with, I still think that's what happened with Kamala Harris and the Gaza shit. People wouldn't give her the benefit of the doubt. They should have.
Yes.
I think they fucked up.
Yes,
I think they were wrong. But because she could not come out full-throatedly and be like, when I am president, we will disavow Israel, and we will put sanctions on them and all. She didn't come out and just straight up say that, which would countermand the president in office at the time, countermand all strategy, countermand the campaign that they had, because she wouldn't just probably burn her campaign to the ground to say that message. There were people like, well, I can't vote for her. She should have said that. And if I go, well, I think she's gonna do that, some of that stuff, but if she doesn't say it, but if she does say it, she will lose. They'd be like, I'd rather her lose. And so that's where we're at. And I'm not gonna pretend to be better than that, because there are some things coming up in this next few elections that I know I'm like, then we just gonna have to lose. Such as if people say we should let trans people go, let DEI stuff go, let let a lot of people's rights that we have been protecting on the left, we should just let that go so we can run a straight white candidate who's actually like basically a conservative light.
Right.
I'm gonna be one of the people that goes, I guess we just gonna have to lose, because I don't want to support that.
You're 100% right, and it's one of those things where I'm with you. I'm like, because a lot of those rights impact me, impact family members, impact loved one, impact people in this audience, and I'm like, no, bitch, I am not abandoning ship, just because y'all want to. And it's one of those things where, for me, having that stance is different than them having that stance. Like, I feel like they are two completely different stances. Their stances is like, but I want to look good. Like, bitch, I just want to win. And for this right here, I was like, well, I guess we lose because us winning means everybody loses.
Yeah, I would still vote. Obviously, I would still vote for the most Democrat, left leaning, like whatever the best of the choices are. I'm not giving up, but yeah, I would be like, that seems like a losing strategy, and that seems like if we win, we lose, as you said. Like, even if that candidate wins the election, a lot of people lose their rights regardless.
Right. So in my mind, where's the victory? Yeah.
So, but yeah, I think we don't have that kind of coalition on the left, is my point. Anyway, Evie says, these pastors are out of pocket. If I was a lady who donated $1,200 to Marvin Winans church, I would have snatched that money back so fast. That man is clearly a charlatan. That being said, if times get real bad, I may start a church, because there will always be fools willing to part with their money so pastors can fly in a private jet. Funny you wouldn't go get a job at Arby's. Let's see. On YouTube, we got Provocative AF. What up, Rod and Karen? Yo, that intro was dope with Busta Rhymes. Yeah, I accidentally recorded the show early. I don't know when I hit that record button, but I must have hit it early. And so a couple of the pre-game music songs got in there. The pre-show music songs got in there. And so I had to delete them off of the YouTube. So he must have listened right away, because
right when it first
YouTube sent me a warning that was like, what you want to do? Because you can't monetize this video. I was like, oh, I guess delete that shit. My bad. I didn't mean to.
And redo it.
But if you watch the Crowdcast, which the link is in the show notes every time, if you sign up for our Crowdcast so you can get alerts, you'll get an alert that tells you when we go live. And sometimes it can be between, I'd say, 10 to 25, 30 minutes of me getting the show stuff ready and listening to whatever music I want to listen to at the time. And the audience comes in and they mingle with each other, and we, you know, some of them get introduced to some new songs or just, hey, I love this song or whatever. And that's cool.
For the YouTube, Roger edits all that out.
Yeah, YouTube, y'all just get the podcast.
Yeah, YouTube flag.
Unless I fuck up like I did this time. Sharon says, I don't vote for or support Nazis, period. End of story. The current government is representative of the electorate. The American electorate voted for hatred, chaos, and the destruction of our freedoms based on ignorance, stupidity, misogyny, and racism. No wonder everything's going to hell. Love you guys. Thank you. And she said, sometimes, and she said, she quoted Karen, sometimes people got to get their asses whipped before they realize shit is real. Karen, facts. Heart emoji. Agreed. Yeah, I like I said, man, I guess everybody draw the line somewhere, but I just don't know how you don't draw the line at Nazi tattoos. That just seemed crazy
to me too.
Like, why can't he just? Anyway, I'm moving on. It's not my candidate. Good luck. Damien says, close the doors. I said, close the doors. Y'all can't leave here till Ride and Care get that well-deserved 5-star reviews. Not 3, not 4.5, but 5. We can be here all night if I need to be, if need be.
And they left them. Thank you, y'all.
Yeah, y'all did. Appreciate y'all. Let's see. Any comments on this one? Yeah, we got comments on Spotify for this one. R Dub says, Rod during the prank bit had me rolling. Karen not laughing made it even funnier. Hatchback Hippie says, for the yeah, no one wrote in to say Karen killed Rod joke.
I didn't mean to
look at her face. How come why she don't even think he funny? Like, why y'all don't write that shit? Why can't I be the victim of the relationship?
No, you can't never be the victim.
Hatchback Hippie said, for the Steelers mascot Selly, you got to hand Stilly McBeam a pink slip and let him know the Still Playing is closing. Yes,
that's hilarious.
That's a good one. Hatchback Hippie.
Still Playing is closing.
That's good. Like, I want mascot specific taunts. That's all I'm asking. It's a small thing to ask for. You guys already come up with shit all the time. Let's give me some of that real shit. Give me you catch when you beat the Dolphins, you get a touchdown. You pretend you're casting the net, and then a dolphin came in, and you make tuna out of the dolphin. Now we cooking.
I like that when we is cooking.
Shoe Booty says the panty pranker would not make it to trial if that happened in my home. It would have been on site. No one wants to meet their maker naked with panties on their face, but that guy is lucky his intended victim didn't go ham on him.
All right, shoot him.
And those kind of stories are always wild because obviously the headlines are very salacious and like on its face it's kind of funny that like, oh my God, man. And also, like, if I'm being honest, I try to pick the ones where no one gets killed.
Right.
Or like,
because a lot of them, they don't end well.
But obviously that's a traumatizing thing that woman went through. And as absurd as it is, it's ultra scary to think there's a person out there doing shit like that, you know?
Agreed.
But yeah, he lucky he didn't meet his maker, and I'm glad she made it out. But the fact that he was like, it was a prank is just, go straight to jail. You didn't even think about this crime. This is crazy.
Child, them and the Halloween people walking up at the door, ringing on the ring. And the thing is, you fucked up my property. I'm your goddamn family members. Child, we might not never talk again if you do that shit to me.
The poll was, have you ever won free tickets to anything? Because I won 4 free tickets to a Hornets game that we were already going to, but because it was 4 free tickets sitting together, we took my parents and we had a good time.
We had a great time.
Those of y'all that follow on social media, I think I may have posted the picture on my Instagram or something. But so yeah, we won those tickets, and then the poll, 66% have won free tickets to something.
Yay!
33% have not.
I don't.
Well, keep putting your hat in the ring, guys.
I don't remember if I've ever won. I don't think I have.
You don't think you ever won free tickets to a concert, a raffle of some type where it was like you go to an event, a amusement park.
I have something randomly and got like some kind of small gift or
like
something.
I know they have like giveaways at jobs sometimes.
You know what? I have. It wasn't like free tickets to like a game.
What was it?
But the monitor that you're actually got right now, I got it at my job years ago.
Oh yeah. I didn't say have you ever won. It's free tickets. It had to be tickets.
Yes.
But, yeah. No, I've won a couple. I remember I won a bike once at a bar for a giveaway that they had, and I didn't have shit to do with that. I just brought the bike home and sat it in the house. I was like, I don't know I don't ride bikes now. think about it. Now that we got the new car,
Right.
like maybe it could fit in there. But when we had the smaller cars, it was like I just
Yeah,
have a bike.
Yeah, we just got a bike.
Forget what I did with that bike. I think I sold it to a friend or something. But anyway, yeah. And then let's see. I did the comments, the polls, I think that was everything for that episode. All right, cool. Let's go to the next episode, which is the final episode of the week, which was 3178, The Books of Gay. Oh, bigots. The gift that never stops giving.
Right.
Apia says, I'm glad you brought up the invasive species because I often thought about it. I get it. I know what has been said and where the danger lies, but also the humans who were created in Africa and the came to Eurasia and Europe sounds like a definition of an invasive species. I get the urge to survive and live, so I don't blame the old time humans for looking for new habitats. So this was good, but when another species, maybe a bird, decides to try their luck in a new place, they are the big problem and should be killed. As Rod said, if you ask the birds, they would probably not think that there are too many and that they should all die. Maybe they can't. They are off to start a new great bird society and culture. And also, when it's longer ago, the species is seen as cute, not a danger anymore. Yeah, it's just I don't know what the rules are with the invasive species thing. That's all I'm saying. And I'm glad you understood what I was getting at. It just feels arbitrary. And it seemed like the people that's making it up are white people, which culturally are the most invasive species historically throughout the globe when it comes to just dominating motherfuckers.
We know because we take over shit too.
Yeah, they like, listen, takes one to know one. Trust me, this motherfucking lanternfly, it's not your friend. I'm just gonna tell you right now. That motherfucker's gonna be chopping off hands for gold, and just give him a week. Langston says Karen guessing the race during the white people news story took me all the way out.
I forgot what segment we was in. I'm sorry, y'all.
Right, you might be onto something about those invasive species. What if it's a plot by Big Seafood to raise the price on crabs? Maybe that's just my third eye opening. I don't know either, but it's so crazy because in that story, the real invasive species is man. Because in that story, the reason that those crabs have bloomed in numbers is that global warming has risen the sea temperature by 4 degrees, meaning that many more of those green crabs survive than they used to.
Right.
And so now they have to start looking for other food sources. And we're like, we need to kill these crabs as fast as possible. They are taking over the environment. No, nigga. The carbon is taking over the environment.
Carbon monoxide is the problem.
The emissions. Have we looked at that?
Yes.
Who's doing that? Are the cars driving? Are they driving the big
the
oil burning cars?
got a hole in it. That's the issue.
Get out of here. Oh, fluorocarbon ass nigga.
Right.
EVE says, I don't understand the no snitching thing because I'm not snitching for anyone. This girl is not cut out for prison. You don't even have to get me Popeyes. I'll snitch for a pack of gum. I do it for free. And people who say they don't snitch are the main ones snitching. It's not worth it to keep quiet because the same fools who you would protect with your silence will turn around and snitch on you in a heartbeat. So
yes,
if snitching was an Olympic sport, I'd have more gold medals than Simone Biles. That rings extremely hollow for a person that's been covering for Arby's for damn near 10 years. If there's one not snitching ass company in America, it's Arby's. No one is buying steak nuggets.
Nobody's
we don't know how they
Arby's.
make money. No one has been in a line at Arby's.
It is magical money. I'm not gonna lie.
Nobody has ever said, man, I'd go to Arby's, but it's too full.
Nope.
Every time you go to Arby's, the reason there's a line is because they weren't expecting to make food that day and they have to start from scratch.
So everybody got to wait.
If you come in and say, can I have some curly fries? They be like, shit, somebody help me curl these potatoes. Fuck out of here. You the main not snitch. You duff for test too much. But Mill73 says, my name is Emil and I'm here to say, nowhere can you find the books are gay. Ha 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 ha.
No, you cannot.
That's a very old school way to say it. Maybe if they tied the Bible with the old school rap, I'd be more into it.
Yeah, more interesting.
Maybe that would have worked. My name is Jesus.
And I'm here to say I love the hookers and hoes in every way.
My name is Moses, the commandment 10s, and I'm about to do. Yeah, anyway. They should. Why don't we have that?
Yes,
that feels like.
Why don't we have that?
You want to indoctrinate somebody into religion? Listen, throw that motherfucking
throw a beat
underneath it.
Throw a beat on that hoe.
Let me. I just saw somebody leave a comment and it was making me approve it on Spotify. Okay, so let's go to YouTube and check the comments for the Books of Gay. 6 comments. All right, breezing through. Let's see the newest ones. What up, family? Shout out to y'all for another great episode. Congrats on hitting 5K. That's what I'm talking about. Hey, appreciate you, Provocative AF. Yeah, we hit 5,000 on YouTube, man. It's a big deal. Appreciate y'all.
Appreciate y'all. Thank you for everybody to subscribe and keep subscribing.
Yeah, keep signing up, man. Like, I don't know what, I'm sure it helps with the numbers and all that stuff. So thank you. Side quest. Archeress says, I can't wait until Game of Thrones comes back on. I thoroughly enjoyed y'all's commentary. Listen, I can't wait either. Although I got a bad feeling about this Night of the Three Kingdoms or whatever. Night of the Seven Kingdoms.
Me too, baby.
I want it to be good and I hope it's good. And you know me, we're going in with 100% enthusiasm.
Yes.
Even if it sucks, when we recap it, we will try to find some fun and other than just saying how much this thing sucks and I hate it, if possible, because I don't like doing those kind of reviews. If I honestly think a thing sucks, I want to stop watching.
Agreed.
I don't want to just be like, but at least I'm getting some content. I'm like, I remember the last 2 seasons of True Blood, and the audience basically begged us to keep reviewing it.
Yeah, they did.
And it was honestly
terrible.
Horrible for me. Even if it was entertaining to y'all to hear Rod shit on some shit and Justin shit on some shit and Karen wasn't even watching, I think I hated that. So hopefully this is actually good and maybe just a trailer undersold it.
Right.
But this shit don't look like it's fitting to be dragging and all that. It like it's going to be some regular ass medieval white folks.
Yes, that's what it looks like to me too.
But maybe, maybe there's some stuff to be had in here, but I don't know. I need me some dragons every once in a while. Rhea says, 5K followers, congratulations. Y'all did it, Joe. We did.
Come on, we did it, Joe.
Shane says 49:30 caught me off guard screaming. I don't know what happened at the 49 minute 30 second mark. Okay, let's see if I can play it. I gotta switch to the screen so you guys will get the audio of it. But this is what he's talking about. Oh, damn, why did it go back to the beginning? Congratulations, sir. 49:30, where we're at. Okay. Joy to everything we did together. I miss her dearly. The couple first cross paths at a work event. This nigga got a job. Not Buzz Aldrin still having to get a job. That's yeah. Thank you. Yeah. You never know where the show's gonna take us. Hey guys, congrats on the 5K milestone from Ellis Go, who says, so I think what happened with Snoop is he got a call from Martha Stewart PR people telling him he need to stop with the homophobia because it's hurting their client's image. They had to remind him this isn't Death Row Records. This HBCU tour was definitely not his idea. I didn't even forget about the Martha of it. Like, that's funny. But she's a felon, so who knows? Right. She's a thug. She might also hate gays. But I'm just joking. But forget about the Martha of it. But damn, he slipped the HBCU right past me. Slipped it right. I was thinking about this was 2 birds with 1 stone, because he had the Trump controversy, which lost him a lot of respect from black folks.
A lot of people was highly upset
and this
about
whole
that.
And man, I'm gonna say something that's a little bit controversial here, and I get it if y'all disagree with what I'm about to say. That's fine. I'm not full-throatedly saying this 100%, but as an HBCU grad, I am a bit resentful, even though I am happy for the universities to get whatever support and love and prominence and and like TV time they can get. So don't get me wrong. I'm not blaming the universities. I want y'all to understand what I'm about to get into is a little bit nuanced.
Right.
So I need y'all to understand. I'm not blaming the universities or the presidents or the students. I'm glad they're having a good time, but watching how black celebrities who have denigrated our communities politically as a whole use these HBCU tours to clean up their image with black people.
Yes.
So they can claim some level of proximity while also being antithetical to the things that will help black people throughout society. I'm a bit reticent to give these people any credit, and it feels a little like culture vulturing.
Mm-hmm.
And I say that like with Stephen A. Smith and First Take doing an HBCU tour this year. But in between stops, he's on his podcast and on his radio show saying some abhorrent things about black politicians, about black people's culture, about blackness in general. You know, he's worshiping at the feet of you know, the Caitlin Clark is white. Y'all need to leave her alone. You know, like he's doing these things where he's denigrating black folks, but then when he need to soften that image towards us, he's pulling out his daughter and he's going to HBCUs. Cam Newton, like I said, man, I know this ain't popular. You don't agree, I feel you, but I don't necessarily like what Cam was doing when he was like, I should be the face of like some type of HBCU tour thing. What y'all just see black HBCUs, they're colleges, they're universities.
Right.
We have people who went there.
Mm-hmm.
There are people who are famous who went there.
Right.
This is not a charity. I know y'all are doing this because it's like a bag now. And the reason I think people see it as a bag is because of Deion Sanders.
Mm-hmm.
Deion was able to take Jackson State and parlay that into huge college Division I money. And I have no problem with him being at a HBCU. I actually liked it.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was kind of trash how he exited.
Yes, how he left. I do not mind him leaving, but I do not like the way he left.
And I know he was probably catching some unfair flack from people who were being like, this black man is lead, because he led with all that pro-blackness.
Mm-hmm.
But when he left, instead of just letting people dislike that he left, which is sometimes people are not gonna like how you leave. They not even how. They just not gonna like that you left.
Yep.
And that's okay. You can't please everybody.
Mm-mm.
But I wasn't blaming him for making that move to the next level if he wanted to.
Agreed.
But then I think he got sensitive about it and he wanted to air some dirty laundry out so that he could be like, why it's the university's fault that I'm even leaving.
Right.
And the thing is, HBCUs don't have the resources that these white schools have, so they can't match it. Like, if you're going to compare us to the white man's ice on that one, the white man's ice is coming out of ice machine and ours is coming out the refrigerator, and you're being like, I couldn't believe that they weren't perfectly shaped cubes or whatever. And it's just giving people more ammo to use against HBCUs and black people and black colleges that already are up against it when it comes to funding, when it comes to resources, when it comes to the current administration that's trying to get rid of DEI at white schools. So they would just like to get rid of the black schools. It's not helpful. But people saw what he did as like a get rich quick scheme for a lot of college coaches. A lot of black athletes that are football players are basically locked out of NCAA Division I coaching because they have to go through the ropes. They will have to start at coordinator, work their way all the way up to head coaching candidate. And that can take years in a racist society where not very many black coaches even get a chance to be a head black coach.
Right.
So what Deion figured out was a shortcut. HBCU's not going to require any of that. I'm famous. I'm black. I played sports before. These other people that are taking these jobs, they ain't got the cachet as me. And especially in this new NIL world where you can where you could capitalize on some private money and stuff, bring in a big name. Let's get these programs popping. And so they saw what Deion did and they went, okay, So now Mike Vick's doing it. Now Deshaun Jackson's doing it. I forget my man from the Ravens that wanted to do it and then like shit on the university and was all that. But my point being, I'm not questioning these brothers' character. I'm not saying they heart not in the right place, but I am saying the game has put them in a specific situation where it behooves them that if they would like to be a head coach, this is a path that wasn't there before. Go to a HBCU. Now, Mike Vick, Deshaun Jackson, they ain't never done nothing to shit on black people that I know of that would make me be like, man, they just doing this to hit a lick. Now, maybe they are, but I don't feel the disrespect.
Agreed.
But when I see a Stephen A. Smith, when I hear what Cam's saying, Snoop Dogg on this tour, there's very much this hustle angle to it that just feels like I need the optics of blackness because I've put myself in a situation that the world is looking around going, do black people really fuck with you, Stephen A.? The way you've been acting lately with what I've been seeing on my social medias, how people are talking about you on their own podcast, do they really fuck with you? Really? Like, you know, like, yeah, when you're in a position to help them, so you're on First Take, I don't expect Ryan Clark to come on there and spit in your face. Of course he's your buddy. But do they really fuck with you? Because every time I talk to a black person that's not in your orbit, that you can't do anything for, they don't really seem to fuck with you. Well, I'm at every HBCU every 2 weeks. Oh, okay, I guess black people fuck with you. Let's keep this party going. I think that's what it feels like to me. And Snoop slipped that past me because I was thinking about the LGBTQ part of it, but also he needs to shore up his black base. And so for Shizzle Dizzle, it's me, Nizzle with the blacks. And anyway, not racist. Going to the next Trump event, but not racist. Let's get this crypto for Shizzle Dizzle.
Yeah, because I want to speak on this. For me, as somebody else who went to HBCU, my thing is I agree with you with them almost putting HBCUs on as a cloak, and it's very frustrating as somebody who went to one and knowing the rich, deep history of them. And the thing is, Tom Joyner, for those of you of a certain age, remember Tom Joyner Morning Show. Tom Joyner loved black people. He was very loud. He was very spoken. And for years, he did an HBCU tour for years. And he went to every HBCU around the country at least once every year. And he raised money like he was about that life. That's that right there. And when he spoke, he didn't come out anti-black and all that stuff. That's complete. Like that right there is completely different. That's somebody with a large platform and a large name, did radio for years and all this stuff. That's completely different. You're not going to hear Tom Joyner go, even at his age now, go on any platform and be anti-black, go on any platform and shit on black people like that. And for me, like that is a difference. You can't trick me by going on these platforms, saying anti-black stuff, saying a lot of stuff that a lot of black people have issues and problems with, and then acting like we're the problem for saying, hey, brother, out of love, I don't agree or whatever, and now we're the problem, you know, and all of a sudden, you're the voice that nobody asked for. All of a sudden, you're the voice of the black people, and you're the one that stand up for us, and it's one of them things where maybe I'm sensitive. It's like, niggas be grateful. Bitch, we didn't ask you to do this shit in the first place. Why I got to be grateful for you?
And it don't feel like you talking to us, really.
Right.
Like it feels like this is a display for some other folks. And I think that's what a lot of us are looking at when we're going, hey man, who is this really for? When you're showing up to be at the HBCU, is it for the kids? Is it for is it for ESPN? Is it for the political class of people who are like, man, it's Stephen A. seems like he's really struggling with these black folks. Snoop Dogg, really, maybe we should stop giving him so many commercial things thinking that we're getting to the black community. I don't think we are. Oh, wait, he's at an HBCU. I think he's fine. He's fine. Oh, he stood in a room and gay people were there. I think it's okay, guys. No one killed him in the gay room. So anyway, those are my but I know that's a huge tangent.
No problem. No problem. And I wanted to get my part out of it too, because these are things that I also see in like the sports world and things like that.
Yeah.
And it is very irritating. Like you say, it's one of those things where you're looking. It is a difference between what they're doing and what other people are doing. They're still using the same tactics, but like I say, I watch them. I'm like, okay, you're not being anti-black. You're not shitting on the HBCUs. Like those things matter to me.
I tried to be very clear, and I'm sure people understand. But like, I have no problem. Eddie George is a real one, 100%. How would you even doubt Eddie George? He was doing this shit a long time before and will be after. There's a lot of this is a nuanced conversation, because what I'm trying to say, and I think people that work in this field, people that went to these universities, that know, they understand the nuance here.
Right.
You know, I think about my man K-Bads, who is on the Firestarter podcast, because I talked to him briefly about it too, and like, he understands where I'm coming from, because I'm not completely shitting on the whole thing. But there is this level of like, to come in and act like you're the savior, acts like the black people who've been doing this shit out of love,
right,
to their detriment in many cases. It acts like they weren't there.
Right, act like they work don't matter.
It also makes it sound like it's so easy.
Right.
You know, all you gotta do is just come in and I'll fix it all for you. And the other part of it is, it often turns into this bitterness and attack on HBCUs that are already experiencing attacks from the outside, from whiteness, as opposed to a upliftment from within of here are ways we can do better. Because everybody I know who went to a HBCU would also agree, like any other institution, there are ways they can do better. So none of us is living in this isn't some type of weird loyalty test. But when you come from outside to use us as the black card,
right,
and then also shit on us, there's a reticence, there's a resentment that is within me, that is like, I don't like this shit.
Right. And it's
Snoop Dogg in this case triggered that for me, because I was like, oh, this is completely PR. None of this is real. You're gonna go right back to your real thoughts were probably on that podcast. Your real thoughts was, I'm just trying to get this Trump money for this crypto. You don't really care about us. And the biggest insult to you was just people holding you accountable or being upset with you online. And you was like, really, y'all gonna say this about Uncle Snoop? Because what you really mean is, y'all know I'm just trying to get this money. If from anybody anywhere, I'll put my name on a label of anything. Why y'all gonna be upset that this time it was Trump? Why would you be upset that this time it was a podcast where I shit on gay people? I'm Snoop. I'm just basically like a force of nature, and you just supposed to be like, well, that's just what Snoop did today. What's the forecast tomorrow? If you don't like what I have to say, wait a week. I'll support the other side if it gives me a check.
If the money's right. All
right, 2 comments on Spotify. Big Bunny says, Booker gay. I imagine villagers yelling, "Yeah, Savior," at Jesus. Yeah, Savior, as he made his way through the village. Now I'm imagining him voguing. America is so embarrassing. Keep doing your thing, Ryder Kern. Yeah, that is funny. I could the gay Bible would be funny, but you already know they would not this country.
That book would not stand.
Not this country. Oh my God, you think gay people got it bad? They got it bad now. Okay, imagine if it was an actual gay Bible out here, boy. Tigger Jr. says, did y'all pull a Walt Whitman reference out of nowhere? Fantastic. Well, I do my thing, player. I do what I do. Okay. All right. The poll: can you afford to take a month's vacation? Yes or no? 81% cannot, 19% can. And honest to God, that was adorable. When motherfucking Jennifer Aniston just out here trying to relate to the rest of us. Like, I get tired too, y'all.
I take a whole 30 days off.
Sometimes I just turn to the staff and I said, we're taking a month off this year. And I said, not March. I was like, wow. Oh, the privilege. It must be nice.
I wish I could be like, what? I'm taking 30 days off.
Yeah, there ain't no hate. it is just that's how it worked out. I don't think we got any voicemails this week, so the last segment is just the emails,
Okay.
and I'll play a quick break, and unfortunately I had to put a commercial break close to the end of the show because there's only one email.
Ladies and gentlemen, please remain seated. This is just a commercial break. Relax, sit back, enjoy. This is just a commercial break. Time to get to the break. We'll be right back. This is just a commercial. This is just a commercial break.
Yeah, I have to find somewhere to put a commercial with the AI or some shit. I don't know, because they're going to be mad when I send this in. It's like, it was just one commercial break. They're like, what? Nigga, that's not what we agreed to. Anyway, Jeff says, thank you always. Jeff in Japan. Hi, Rod and Karen. Hey, late happy Halloween. Just wanted to say, as always, thank you for what you say and put out there at a time that really defies sanity and intelligence. Just wanted to comment, if I didn't get it wrong, on episode 3177, the politician with the Nazi SF death's head tattoo in no way in hell is a person who misunderstood anything, nor was it him being young. Hell no, that's hardcore Aryan shit. He says you guys will called it a real white supremacist who got found out. What an asshole and what an animal. Nazi shit should be offensive to all marginalized groups because just like that goddamn Confederate flag, we know it symbolizes the destruction of those seen as not fit to survive, but deserving of rights. Not deserving the rights, and as usual, people wanted to pretend it's not a big deal. I always love Jeff in Japan. Thank you, Jeff. Mm-hmm. Yeah, man, and I'm not gonna let them. They're not gonna drive me crazy, dog.
Nope.
Like,
I know what I see, and I know what it is.
It ain't even deep for me. I made the jokes about it because I think that is funny what I said, and I, if I was a comedian, I'd probably workshop that into some type of a bit, but. This motherfucker had the inside baseball of the goddamn Nazi tattoos. It wasn't a tattoo that we all know is the swastika. It wasn't the stars and bars. Like it was some shit that like the other Nazis look at and respect. Like, oh, okay, it's like when you tell somebody you like butter off of Tribe Called Quest, I think it might have been People's Instinctive Travels, but when you tell somebody like, yeah, man, like it's like butter, baby, like butter, they like, oh, you a Tribe fan. Like you didn't come in here and just say we got the jazz or scenario. You said butter. Okay. You said you went and you started rapping one of Phife Dawg's solo songs on that shit. You a real Quest head. That's what he was with the Nazis with that tattoo. It was like, this motherfucker likes some Nazis.
Yeah, you almost like you have to know the history in order to know
that's
right?
not on the cover of the Nazi book.
That is not on the cover.
Yeah,
you got to get at least a chapter 3.
You got to be deep in them forms for you be like, oh, the death's head? Mm-hmm. They used to put that on the SS swastika. I don't know.
Yeah, and it was only for a few years.
Yeah,
they didn't even use it long.
They only used it from 1937 to 1938.
Right.
I'm like, that motherfucker.
Then they discontinued it. You're like, what?
He knows some Nazis. He stopped liking the Nazis when everybody else got on to it. That was his problem.
He was like, oh, too many of y'all.
He a Nazi hipster.
Yeah, he is.
He was like, okay, so now JD Vance on it. See, I'm not even going to the concert no more. Yeah, I used to fuck with them. I'm like a Fish person. I used to fuck with Fish back when they was performing at nightclubs. Now everybody at the stadium. All right, y'all, that's it. Thanks for listening. We'll be back. Appreciate y'all. Until next time, I love you.
I love you too.
Bye, everybody. Have a good one. Peace.